Good morning. Starting my first YouTube yoga class, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to be really interacting with the chat or anything else because I'll just be focusing on teaching. And I've got a little one upstairs in the background and a dog, so you might hear that as well. So let's all try to come into present focus. I love beginning my yoga classes with finding a comfortable seat. So I just brought a little folded blanket here. If you want to lift your hips up with a blanket, with a pillow or something, that can be really supportive. If this seat is not available to you, you can always sit in a chair. We're going to be just taking some breaths, doing some breath work for a minute. You could also take a pillow or a blanket onto like your heels and calves and sit back like that. So find a comfortable seat where you can sit for a few minutes here, a few breaths. And we're having the grounding down with our sits bones, with our tailbone reaching down and back, but the neutral spine elongating up, shoulders down and back. So the crown of our head is stretching up, and it's not like we're trying to take the natural curve of the spine out, just having some elongation in the spine and making sure we're sitting up tall in a comfortable way. And then soften the gaze or close the eyes. Begin to notice the breath, and then I am going to start leading you in counting your breaths and doing controlled breathing. So on your next inhale, we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This time hold, pause, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, pause, and then inhale as deeply and completely as you can. You can imagine taking your breath deeper down into your body and wider, like into your back and throughout your body, and just using your imagination with that and inhaling until you cannot inhale anymore. And then gracefully, with control, as best as you can, out through your lips and your mouth, if you'd like as well, exhaling until you cannot exhale anymore. And with this exhale, imagine we are truly grounding into this moment, into the mat, leaving everything else behind and coming into just your natural rhythm of breathing without any control, and letting your breath come and go and receiving it now without changing it. And I shared in my welcome introduction to my channel video that I use tarot with my yoga practice. And tarot might not be for everybody, but I've really enjoyed it. And I'll just share that we're preparing to put this class together. I pulled Ace of Wands. And Ace of Wands is also a card that I pulled for creating kindling magic and starting my content altogether. It started simply on Instagram, and it's still very small and simple. And that's what the Ace of Wands is, a little spark. It's like a match. And it can be very just, small and simple. This little inspiration, a little fire inside that can really grow into something vast and huge. It has so much potential. And so our intention today, I'd like to invite you for this class with me, is to focus on finding, connecting with some kind of inner spark within you. And it can be helpful to frame it as your inner why. Like just a very simple one sentence, one word even, why you showed up today, why you're engaging with a yoga practice, why you're here. And recognizing that as a little spark that has so much potential to grow into a consistent practice or whatever you want it to be down the road. Okay, now batting the eyelashes open or coming into focus, and we'll start with the neck. So I really like, instead of just going right into movements, adding again this layer of leading with the breath and noticing and slowing down as much as we can. So on your inhale, let's take right ear to right shoulder, and exhale, left ear to left shoulder. And then next inhale, tilting the head back, looking up at the sky, and exhaling chin to chest, looking down towards your lap. Inhaling back, exhaling chin to chest. And now we can start into some rotations and make these circles as small or as large as you would like. And we're exhaling with our head forward and inhaling when our head is back again. Leading with the breath, and see if you can slow it down. Notice each and every movement, any feedback that your body is giving you. And when you start to feel a little bored and ready to move on, do one more circle, one more rotation, and then switch to the other side, going the other direction. Inhaling with an expansiveness, exhaling with a grounded contraction. And again, if you start to notice, all right, I'm ready to move on, bored, take it one more time around. Let's see if you can notice something else that you didn't notice before. Okay, bringing the head back to center. And now inhaling the shoulders up towards your ears and exhaling shoulders down and back. So I'm rotating the shoulders and really squishing forward. As So inhaling up and then exhaling down and back. I probably cued that wrong the first time. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, scrunching the shoulders forward and up to your ears. Exhale down and back. You can see that my hands and arms just naturally come along for the journey. Notice if yours are too. Where are your shoulders at today? One more time. And then let's wiggle it out and just find some nice and easy movements here. And okay. Inhale, hands up overhead. And then exhale, right hand down, stretching over to the right side, stretching the side body, and we'll be here pausing for a couple of breaths. And you can find, again, some movements that feel good and are interesting to you at this stretch and deepening it. Maybe rolling towards your knee and towards the mat and curving forward, or opening and twisting back, opening your chest to the sky. Or simply, maybe laying your whole forearm down and elbow down on the mat and going as far over as you can. And notice that your left hip will start to lift, and you can even gently take your right hand to that hip and ground it down. Remind it to try to stay lowered. And then going back into stretching, remembering to breathe. You can always add breathing here of maybe inhaling and arching, opening back, and then exhaling, maybe rounding forward. Or however you want to play and however you want to find movement here. Maybe inhaling, lifting up a little bit, and exhaling, stretching over again. And on your next inhale, we'll come back up to center, hands together, exhale. No. Stretching over to the left. No. Got my little one wanting something right now. No. No.
I will.
Okay. I'll be up later. Okay? You're all right.
Just wait.
Okay, and same thing on the left side. Finding stretch and movements that feel good over here. Potentially adding in your breath. Mm-hmm. And inhaling back up, exhaling down. And let's stretch forward now. Anytime that you want to bring strap blocks in and find support, then do it, please. I invite you to play with that too and notice. You can be putting blocks underneath your knees, your thighs. Let's actually bring the feet together first. So I'm bringing the soles of my feet together. I'm giving my feet some love, massaging them. Our feet our feet and our legs, they do so much work for us. So let's give them some love, massaging them. Maybe the ankles and the shins too. Really getting in there. Love and appreciation for our feet. All right, and then bringing the soles all the way together again. I'm taking my hands to my ankles, and I'm inhaling, lifting up and creating a little bit of an arch, and then exhaling over, and it's like I've got maybe a bowl of something on my lap, and I don't want to get it on me. And so I'm keeping my my spine elongated and that crown shining forward and that flat back, and then peering up and over my feet. and holding here. And you can gently take your elbows to your knees if you'd like to gently start to like push them down and open a little bit more. Or you can take your palms forward. Remember to take deep breaths, keep breathing, and then inhaling. And you can let yourself fold completely over with your exhale. Maybe inching your hands forward into more of a stretch. And on your next inhale, come all the way up. Side out, let something go. And let's take it to tabletop. So wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hip points. You can really embody this pose first before moving right into cat-cow as well. That flat back and crown of your head reaching towards the front of the mat, tailbone reaching to the back of your mat. Your hands can really be active and squeezing up and in with your fingers to take some pressure out of the wrists. And then inhale, bringing the chest open, gaze forward, that arch in the back, and exhaling, rounding in, chin to chest. And follow your own breath here. I encourage you to slow it down a little bit. Find that articulation in each movement. And if you feel like you really want to take some extra movements here, then go ahead and you can look over the right shoulder, look over the left shoulder, look under the right arm, under the left arm. You can move the hips and the shoulders with you a little bit if you'd like. Continuing to follow the breath with your movements. And again, if you catch yourself being like, okay, I'm ready to move on board, try to notice something new you haven't noticed before. Go ahead and follow your breath into cat-cow one more time. All right, back to neutral spine, tabletop, and I'm going to take my hands forward and out just a touch from my shoulders. So my wrists are opened forward and to the sides a little bit, and my elbow creases are shining forward. Tucking my toes under and lifting up the hips into downward facing dog. Find some movements here that feel good for you too. You can follow the breath if you would like, of inhaling, bending the right knee, looking under the right arm, and then exhaling, looking under the left arm, bending the left knee. And after you've played for a little bit, found some yummy movements and stretch, then find stillness in the pose for 2 deep breaths. And inhale, look towards the front of your mat and then make your way there. A hop, a couple of steps, one big step here, whatever you want to do. And then we're in a forward fold. And you are welcome to bring your feet all the way together or hip width apart. Try both and see what feels better to you. And forward fold, bending the knees and finding movement here that feels good as well. Again, you can always be bringing books, blocks, or a chair here to support you and bring the ground up to you. Yoga, I really want it to be your practice, following your body and what feels good to you. There's not like one right way it's supposed to look. It's going to feel and look different for everyone. So with that inner spark and inspiration and why that we were talking about for our intention with this class, that can really motivate making the practice your own in the ways that you feel called to. All right, and then finding stillness and forward fold for a breath. Inhale, halfway lift, and we'll stay here for a breath. With halfway lift, you can find bringing your elbows in and find a comfortable place for your hands, maybe on the thighs, maybe having a chair again, or some other way to bring the ground up to you. And the way I like to envision with this back is having the same kind of elongation in the spine and crown shining forward and stretching forward, and the tailbone going back towards the back of the mat. This same position as when you're having that seated position at the beginning of class, when we're sitting up tall. So that's the same thing we're doing with our back now. We're just, not sitting anymore. And on your next exhale, forward fold again. And inhale all the way up, hands together and down to your chest, and then down to your sides, mountain pose. Feel where you are right here with this now. You can soften the gaze or close the eyes and do a little body scan if you would like. And now I'm going to start speeding up the movement a little bit of finding that inner warmth, warming ourselves up, getting our heart rate going a little bit more, doing simply some sun salutation work. That's that spark, that little lighting of a candle, that bringing a little bit of sunlight into ourselves. All of that is what I'm going to be doing for the remainder of this flow and class. So inhale, up, hands overhead again. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, taking it to the top of a push-up. Feel free to lower your knees if you'd like. Exhale, we're lowering, bringing the elbows in slowly with control. If you belly flop, totally cool, no worries. Inhaling, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, we're pushing up, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhale, look towards the front of your mat. Exhale, make your way there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands all the way up, stretching up. Exhale, we're going to take it right back down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, lowering with control, belly to the ground. Inhale, cobra. With the cobra, let's just pause here for a second. Trying to make sure that you're strengthening your back a bit, where the hands and the arms are supporting and they can bring you up further, but you can even hover your hands and see about strengthening your back and lifting a little bit there before adding the hands and pushing up. All right, exhale down, inhale up to tabletop or push up again, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look towards the front of your mat. Exhale, make your way there, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands up overhead. Imagine you're grabbing some sunlight. Exhale, bringing the sunlight down and into you and pausing. Palms open, mountain pose. And even notice, if you can, the subtle difference between where we were last time in mountain and where we're at now. Heart rate starting to go up. We're lighting a fire within. Little warmth, little spark. And it's doing a lot of work for us. We have a lot of potential in this. It's awesome. All right, inhale, hands up overhead. And exhale, we're going to come into a chair pose. So I've got my arms like I'm grabbing a big beach ball overhead. And I have that flat back position, the elongation of the spine, and sitting up tall position, bending the knees. And then I'm actually even lifting the toes, and you can play with that a little bit of lifting the heels, lifting the toes. And you want to make sure you're not sticking your butt out and arching too far, but also not tucking the pelvis either. So you can rotate the pelvis a little bit and find that balance there that feels good in the middle. And we're holding. Maybe sinking a little lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale into plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, making your way to downward facing dog. Pausing in downward dog for a breath. On your next inhale, lifting the right leg up high. Exhale, bringing it in, tucking it in tight, trying to get the heel to your butt, to your glute. Knee in, and then bring it up to your right hand and you're in a lunge. Find stability here and pausing. We're going to go into warrior 1. So I'm rotating my left foot open while I inhale up. Squeezing the thighs together. My left foot is in that 45-degree angle. Chest shining forward. That big beach ball overhead, finding space between the shoulders and the ears. Standing up tall and strong in this warrior 1. One more big inhale. And exhale down. Take it to a plank. And exhale. We'll take it right back down to downward facing dog. Big breath here. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, we're squeezing it into. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Try to bring your knee to your nose, heel to your butt. Breathe. And exhale, bring your left foot all the way up, meeting your left hand. We're in a lunge. Bringing your core activation, inner strength, thighs squeezing in together, popping up on that right foot a little bit, and then opening it up and heel down as I inhale, open to warrior one. So that right foot, again, is at more like a 45-degree angle. Chest forward, that big beach ball overhead. Breathing deep. Thighs squeezing together. Feeling strong. Then deep inhale and exhale down. Right back into downward facing dog. Let's take a few breaths here. You can sigh it out through your mouth if you'd like. Inhale, look towards the front of your mat. Exhale, make your way there. If you had your feet hip width apart, maybe bring them all the way together this time, if that feels good to you. If not, then don't do it. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, bringing sunlight in. Exhaling, hands to heart. And then hands down to your sides. Palms open. Mountain pose. Another pause and check in. You feel a little bit warmer. You check in with your why. Why did I do this? Why did I come here? Maybe smiling to yourself. Noticing that warmth and spark of light within. We're going to go through that flow one more time. Inhale, hands up overhead, and exhale, chair pose. Same thing here. You can have your feet all the way together. You can lift up the toes or lift up the heels and play for a minute, rotating your pelvis and see if you can find a good place where you're not tilting it too far in either way. If you want, you could take your hands back behind you and chest open, or keep hands going up, forward, beach ball overhead. You're holding, gaining strength, feeling the fire, breathing deep. 5, 4, 3, 2, sink a little deeper, 1, and exhale into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, bringing your elbows in, making sure your shoulders are away from your ears, squeezing in and together, lowering down with control. Inhale, cobra, maybe lifting up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, tabletop or top of a push-up, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here for a breath. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, squeezing it in. Pause. Breathe here. Squeezing, squeezing. And exhale, Take your right foot forward into a low lunge with your right hand. Maybe hopping the left foot forward a little bit more. If your warrior has gotten a little bit too wide and big, you are welcome to bring it in. Finding that stability and groundedness. Inhaling up and opening the back foot, heel down. Warrior one. I am a warrior. I am strong. Big inhale and exhale. Lower back down. Take it to plank. Let's hold this plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and downward facing dog on 1. Breathe here. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, squeeze it in, pausing for a breath. Squeezing, squeezing. And exhale, take the left foot forward to your left hand. Lunge, again, maybe hopping the right foot forward if you ended up a little bit too much space now. Finding a connection, grounding in, grounding down, and gathering energy in and together to inhale up, warrior one, right foot opens and heel down. Again, I am a warrior and I am strong. Feel the fire, that spark within. Big inhale and exhale, back down, taking the left foot back. Let's hold the plank again. You are strong, I am strong. Loving that warmth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then downward facing dog on 1. We'll pause here for a couple of breaths again. I really love deeply inhaling through my nose and then sighing it out through my mouth. If that feels good to you, go ahead and do it too. You can imagine literally letting something go. We often are holding ourselves back, our thoughts working against us. Let it go. And on your next inhale, look towards the front of the mat. Exhale, make your way there. Forward fold. Pause, a deep breath here too. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. This time, we're going to inhale into a chair pose again. Exhale and pause. Hold chair. And then inhale all the way up. Grab some sunlight and warmth and bring it down into your chest. Pausing with your hands, palms together, hands at the chest. And feel your heartbeat with your thumbs. Feel that warmth within. And then on your next exhale, we'll make our way down to our bottoms on the mat. If you want to practice a yogic squat, now is a good time. Or just like a toe balance. Go ahead. And we're just making our way to sitting on our mats. We're ready for the cool down. And when you're ready, hands together out in front of you, steeple grip or Charlie's Angels gun here. And we're exhaling and slowly, as slow as you can, taking yourself back and holding, trembling. Don't let yourself go yet. And then let it all go. Reposition yourself on the mat if you need to. Relax. And inhale. Bring your knees in. Give yourself a hug. And a yummy lower back massage. Maybe rotating around in circles one direction and the other direction. Going back and forth or side to side. That lower back completely flush and flat with the mat. It feels so good. Especially after doing back strengthening work. And then inhale, squeeze your right knee in. Exhale, let your left leg go straight out and down to your mat. I'm keeping both feet flexed, squeezing my right leg in, and here I'm going to do a little bit of hip work, bringing my knee in and then towards my right shoulder. Playing with that a little bit. While I'm breathing deeply. And on your next exhale, take the right leg over to the left, over the left leg, and let it gently fall all the way over to the left. You can open your arms to a T, or maybe palms to the back of your head, and opening, and notice what that does. My right shoulder doesn't make it all the way to the mat, but that's my goal. I guess it does. My right knee starts to naturally lift. You can take your left hand to that right leg and gently add to the stretch, pulling the right leg over. And you can add to the twist if you like, of taking your right ear to the mat and looking towards your right hand. And breathe deeply here. On your next inhale, rotating back flat on your back and bring both legs back in. You can do a little lower back massage again for a breath. Inhaling and squeezing your left leg in, and exhaling, stretching the right leg forward, out, and down to the mat. Doing that same little hip opening and stretching here with my left knee now. I've got both feet flexed and active. Squeezing my right knee in and then towards my left shoulder, rotating around there. This is another great place for a strap if you would need or like to add a strap. And on your next exhale, take the left knee all the way over to the right, over the right leg, and laying down on the floor. And then taking either your palms to the back of your head and opening the chest to the sky that way, or hands, arms out to a T. Noticing how this side might be different. My left shoulder is definitely hovering on this side. Taking my right hand, and I'm going to gently add to the stretch of pulling my right leg and right knee down and up a bit. And adding to the twist if you'd like. Left ear to the mat, looking towards left hand. And on your next inhale, squeezing in again, hugging yourself in. You can even bring your nose to your knees and just making yourself into a little ball or a little seed. And then exhaling, letting your both legs stretch forward, gently just opening, and arms to the sides, palms open to the ceiling. Gently just releasing, surrendering, and being here now. Letting everything sink into the floor and the ground. If you feel like your mind needs something to do, you can scan your body from head to toe. Notice anything that needs noticing, appreciating and sending love and gratitude for the parts of yourself that just feel totally relaxed and good, and sending love and attention to parts of yourself that might be like, hey, I'm feeling something. See maybe what you might need. And if your mind is very calm, then just let it be. Totally let go of everything. You don't need to be anywhere. You don't need to do anything. Surrender to the moment here completely. And if you catch your mind beginning to wander, you can always come back to the breath. You can always come back to that mental scanning potentially, or our intention from the beginning of class. Asking yourself your why. Why might you come back and do yoga again next time? Why did you come today? And why might you choose to come back? Feel the inner flame. We fanned it, and now we're letting it relax and come back to a little spark as we relax in Shavasana. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and start rotating to one side. I highly encourage my students to come into a fetal position before sitting right back up. I love coming to one side. I just gently take my arm around to the backs of my legs and use my arm as a pillow. And there's something about this position is just so vulnerable and peaceful. Just let it be. And then using the strength of your arms to sit up again, coming into a comfortable seat again. This is a beautiful time to meditate if you have a moment, to create some intentions, affirmations, to sit and be before going on your day. Or if it's like, okay, this was it, gotta go. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I always say namaste, and what that really means to me is me having gratitude for your presence, being part of this, and showing that to you, bowing to you, what is in me that wanted to create this. I'm so grateful for that part of myself, and I'm bowing to you and the part of yourself that wanted to come here and participate. Thank you. Namaste. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, weekend ahead, potentially. I'm recording this on a Thursday. And I really hope to see you back. Bye.